possession. He was wide open, just couldn't take advantage.
No one near Wall as he lets it go. The step-back jumper is good. Wall's got 4 points in the quarter.
You know, it was really a strong in-conference record for the Raptors. And even though they bowed out of the playoffs to a division foe, they really did show they are one of the teams in the East to be feared this year.
Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, you know, as a team, they've had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well.
Some changes for Toronto. Amir Johnson's checked in for Patterson. Terrence Ross comes in for James Johnson. And it's Vasquez in for Kyle Lowry. And Beal kicks to Pierce. There's the dish to Beal. Pulls up on the wing, and he gets it to go. Beal's got 12. 1:46 left here in the third quarter. Wall with the steal. And it's Pierce in the corner. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. With a pause in the action, let's show you the teams that were best from the line last season. Fifth, the Raptors.
I think free throw shooting can be contagious, and it seemed like everybody last season just had the hot hand.
Raptors trail by 12.
John Wall is becoming very efficient running the pick and roll. He's got a nice pull-up from the right elbow if the defender decides to sag off or go under the screen, and if they play up on him, he can blow right by him. So because of his finishing ability, that's a tough cover.
Now here's Beal. He's got 12, and he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. That's a good strategy when you're on top.
Quarters checked in for the Wizards. Here is Ross. They set the pick. Over in the corner to Vasquez. Shoots the three, and he gets it to go. Vasquez has got 6.
That's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Yeah, shoddy defense there. Far too slow to react on the closeouts.
Ross with the steal. Vasquez with it. He's picked up by Wall. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That is his first foul of the game. And Washington making a change. Humphries checked in.
Chris Humphries.
There's 45 seconds left to play here in the third. Ross. Here's Valanciunas using his post move to get the 2 points. Valanciunas has got 6 points in the quarter.
You can see that they're not as aggressive from the three-point arc. They had far more attempts in the first half.
It's Porter outside, and that comes off the assist by John Wall. Wall's got assist number 8 now on the night. Vasquez kicks to Valanciunas, and he gets it to go. Valanciunas has got 14 points.
He's really stood out for his club today. Even though they're struggling a little bit, he's doing his part.
Tell you what, guys, his size really comes into play when there's a rebound battle going on. He's got an advantage in there.
Now Vasquez. He's got 6. He kicks it to Johnson. Humphries with the steal. Here's Wall. A huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find.
And next. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Well, it had to be this play, don't you think, Kevin?
Sure.
This is just a phenomenal pass. Made the defense look like they had no idea what was going on.
What precision with that pass.
Beautiful.
Lowry and DeRozan, they're the backcourt. Terrence Ross is out there with James Johnson. And it's Johnson in at the 5 down low. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto.
They're going to have to tighten up defensively, guys, because they're really giving up way too many open looks.
Lowry passes to Johnson. He feeds it to DeRozan. Outside Lowry. Clock at 6. Into Johnson. Taken away by Nene. And Beal kicks to Pierce. Out of bounds. Wizards ball as Washington keeps possession.
Well, that pass had just a little bit too much heat on it for him to make a clean steal.
Yeah, I think it would have been a tough catch for either of them.
Patterson, he's checked in for Terrence Ross. Wall, that's good. And a breakdown here, guys, the hustle stats for the Wizards.
Their activity at the defensive end, Kevin, has been really impressive, attacking and coming away with steals.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
For the finish, and he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Quick hands on the steal, quick feet on the break.
Costly mistake to fork that ball over and then not get back on D.
Lowry dishes to Patterson. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry.
Solid screen right there that freed him up for the jump shot.
Wall attacking. Wall draws the double. Pierce inside the three-point line. Another one falls for Washington.
And the shooting percentage continues to climb, guys, here in the second half. They're on fire.
Steve, I like the collective focus since halftime. Good team basketball resulting in high-quality shots.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Yes, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was just going over the plan with his team. The most important points they can get, he said, are points in transition. He told them to push it, create opportunities on the fast break. He also told them their offense needs to center around the pick and roll. That's a play he feels they can use to really exploit the weaknesses in this defense. Likely the final major changes to their game plan as they try to make a late comeback here in the fourth. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, Doris.
Oh, this is getting ridiculous. They can't possibly keep this run going much longer.
I tell you what, Steve, it's already lasted longer than I thought possible.
Patterson passes to DeRozan. Patterson, the screen for the three. The shot by Lowry, no good.
And the rebounding numbers don't actually tell the whole story. I mean, they're barely ahead in that category, but when they've needed them, they've gotten them. They've really battled hard.
It's their work on the glass, Steve, that's prevented any kind of momentum swing.
Gotta love the use of the bounce pass there. Perfect feed.
You heard talk last year of the NBA perhaps considering adding a four-pointer as a shot. Something you only really see in celebrity games for charity, and it would certainly have had a huge impact if it was implemented, but I think that would be a reach, folks. Let's stay with the three-point.
Offensive rebound. Here's Gortat. And another shot, and it's good on the way up.
He's enjoying himself today, guys. We knew going in that he'd have the upper hand on the glass, but I didn't think it would make this much of a difference.
Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Lowry setting the pick for DeRozan. Patterson a screen on Beal. Back to Lowry. Fires for three. Lowry can't get that one to fall. And guys, to be clear, that four-point line was really just something talked about, whispered about. No real traction, as this is even a remote possibility. At one point, however, the same was said about the three-point shot, and now it's a huge part of the game.
I don't buy it, though, Kevin. I just can't imagine a four-point shot. It would seem to just destroy everything that had built up over the course of the game if you just allow a guy to shoot a half-quarter for 4 points to win the game. I don't see this happening. Well, hockey rules supreme here in Canada, but you got to respect these diehard Raptor fans. Even through the losing years, they've shown their support.
Some changes for Toronto. Hayes comes in for Johnson, and Landry Fields subbed in for James Johnson. And the hockey season runs pretty much concurrent to the NBA's, Clark. I think hoop fans in Canada in the past sometimes looked at as eccentrics.
Well, that could be, but the sport is growing, and not only in size, but in popularity. I mean, we've seen some terrific prospects coming out of Canada. And if the Raptors can craft a contender, you better believe those folks will be making that arena a madhouse there. You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
Well, they've done a lot of things right, but I agree with you, Clark. Their rebounding is right there at the top of the list.
Here's Temple, and it comes off the front of the rim.
You know, he's so confident, sometimes to a fault, and that showed right there. That's a bad shot.
Exactly. I mean, that's self-inflicted damage right there. There are a lot better options than what he took.
That's good.
Strong rebounding, and he's rewarded with the easy putback.
Washington calls timeout.
Well, you know, this last draft class was one that had been hyped up for such a long time with the big names, primarily Wiggins, Parker, and Embiid, all being viewed as potential franchise players. I'm not quite sure of that, but they certainly are tremendous talents. A lot of teams knew that, and it became a bit of the race to the bottom for some franchises.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Valanciunas, he's checked in for Hayes. And it's Johnson in for Landry Fields. Lowry kicks to Johnson. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. And 12 points for Johnson.
Well, I'm not necessarily a big fan of him shooting that shot, but they did give him the space.
Well, Steve, you were a general manager in the NBA and NBA coach now, but you know that teams that know they're not going to make the playoffs will play younger players as opposed to perhaps some veterans. Giving those younger players time to develop, maybe not necessarily securing wins, but certainly securing experience for those kind of players.
Well, securing experience and then also securing a high draft pick. And obviously, you know, you have to get lucky and hit on a star player at some point. But I think it's the preferable method for teams to go that route these days rather than to just hang around the middle of the league in mediocrity.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Amir Johnson's checked in for Patterson. Terrence Ross comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Vasquez in for Kyle Lowry. Shot clock at 3. Ross with a wide open look. And the rebound goes to Nene. Nene's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Wizards.
I agree, Steve, and this is a game where the defense, Clark Steele specifically, generating a lot of opportunities.
And it created extra possessions for him too, Kevin. Scoring opportunities they cashed in on, and that effort, a big part of what will be a nice victory tonight.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
Oh, what a great way for them to have kicked off this season series. These two teams play twice more, and no question who's going to have the advantage in those games after what happened here tonight.
Yeah, I don't think it'll play out quite that simply, though, Steve. I mean, the team coming out on the losing end of a game 1 is just that much more motivated to get even in games 2 and 3.
Well, you look back at this one, and what an amazing performance this has been for John Wall. He was doing everything right, and the points seemed to come in bunches. He definitely had the hot hand.
Absolutely, Clark. No one in his airspace on that dunk.
Yeah, but come on, Kevin. The defense can't let that happen.
I hope they let it happen more. It's fun to watch that guy fly.
It's just a gift, 2 points they gave up. That's awful.
Toronto's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the 4th. Ross dishes to Vasquez. Pass to Johnson. Passes it to Valanciunas. Good, and it's Johnson with the assist that time.
This run probably just a case of too little too late.
But at least they're still going after it and playing hard. It would have been very easy to throw in the towel a while ago.
Boy, they're extending their lead. It kind of feels like they're just piling on here as we come to